Hey everybody, Killer Shami here, and this will be the tanking guide for the Stone Guard 10-man. In 10-man, only 3 of the Stone Guard will be available. Upon the start of the fight, one of the guard will become active. You will see which guardian will become active due to the colored bar that appears at the bottom center of your screen. If the bar is allowed to reach full without overloading the active guard, the raid will wipe. An overload will occur when the guard reaches max energy and releases an AoE damage to the raid. The main tank will have to tank this active guardian along with the guardian with the lowest amount of energy. Whenever 2 guardians are within 10 yards of each other, they will both start to gain energy. The goal is for the tanks to cycle the guard between each other so that they can interrupt the active guard before his bar reaches full and wipes the raid. Once the active guard overloads, a new guard will be chosen. Here, the tanks will need to coordinate who's tanking what. Both tanks will need to look out for 2 types of floor-based damage throughout the fight. The first are amethyst pools. These are purple-looking puddles that you'll see on the ground. The next are cobalt mines. These look like giant frost traps on the ground. Throughout the fight, both tanks will need to move position of the guard to help facilitate the DPS. This completes the tanking portion of this guide. You may stay and listen to the DPS and healing portions of the guide. Good luck and happy raiding! Hey everybody, Killer Shami here, and this will be the healing and DPS guide for the Stone Guard 10-man. Throughout the fight, the tanks will be constantly moving and swapping the guard between each other. DPS will focus on one of the 2 guards that are bunched up together throughout the entirety of the fight. Do not damage the guard that is by himself. There are 3 things that the entire raid minus the tanks need to look out for. The first are amethyst pools. These are the purple looking puddles that you see on the ground. The second are cobalt traps. These traps do a good amount of damage and freeze you to the ground. The third are jasper chains. The chains will link 2 random players together. The chains will apply a stacking debuff to you and apply damage when a certain range apart from the other player. If a melee is chained with a healer or a ranged DPS, it is the range and DPS and the healer's duty to stand with the melee. If a healer and a ranged DPS are chained together, the ranged DPS is in charge of standing with the healer. When the bottom center bar of your screen is red, the players that are chained together are allowed to separate and attempt to break the chains. The chains will break when the stacking debuff hits 15 stacks. When the bottom center bar is blue, you're allowed to break cobalt mines. Warning, you will still be frozen in place, but you will take very little damage of the mines. This completes the damage and healing portion of this guide. You may stay and watch the entirety of the fight. Good luck and happy raiding!